NewsNation spoke to Chris Mendell, an incoming senior studying neuroscience and creative writing, who was working as a staff writer for the students' newspaper earlier today. Let's take a look.
It's been really intense to cover this. I started basically accidentally. I didn't want to get into covering protests, and I was assigned it, and I showed up, and I noticed that there was a severe distrust going on, and students felt like they were being misrepresented. And then I felt like there was an air of responsibility that I wanted, where I wanted to tell these student stories accurately, and make sure that their voices were getting heard properly. Because I've noticed that as the university has come down on them, and they've further tried to quiet down the voices, they've decided to get louder and escalate over the course of the year. And one thing I wanted to do is not contribute to that. So I wanted to say, okay, this is your voice. I'll tell your voice how it is, and I'll let it be heard.
What were those students telling you and confiding in you, both Jewish students and those Palestinian students as well?
Everyone seems afraid right now. They're on the side of the Jewish students, and I don't want to talk about Jewish students as a monolith. Jewish students who support Israel, they're really afraid. They think that students are supporting Hamas, which, talking to the students from the other side, that's not the case from what I see. I spent a lot of time, prior to this, I was in military intelligence, so I spent a lot of time trying to suss out the situation and see what are their real views. Do they dislike Jewish students? What's going on here? And based on what I've concluded, I don't see that happening. So I see these two sides talking past each other at times, and it's really sad for me to see.
What do you expect in the days ahead? Do you think these protests will return?
I absolutely think the protests are going to return. Just how they're going to return, I'm not sure yet. There's been some new security measures that have been implemented. This past week, we had our new student orientation, and at the new student orientation, there was 2 security checkpoints set up that hadn't been there before, where students needed to check in with the security desk, show their IDs, and get a wristband that they weren't allowed to take off for the duration of the week. And that was aimed to try to prevent another encampment, because we had an encampment during the alumni weekend back in May. So these new measures are being implemented. But also at the same time, I'm hearing my sources tell me that administrators are more sympathetic. They've opened channels of communication that weren't open this past year in an attempt to quiet down the protests and talk to the protesters and see what their demands are and actually hear them out this time around.
So you're seeing changes being made both to kind of preemptively, respond if there are these protests again, but also outreach being done to all sides in this to make sure that they're feeling heard, as you've been doing for your stories. I'm curious your reaction to this overnight news about those 6 hostages that were found dead as they were trying to rescue and bring them home and then killed by Hamas. How do you think all of this now will play into the tensions as these students return to school here in New York this week?
Yeah, definitely. So it's extremely tragic to hear that we lost more hostages, and I think a lot of people want to see the hostages released as soon as possible. As far as it having an effect on tensions, I'm not sure if there will be an effect, just due to the fact that these protests are going to continue regardless of what happens, because there's this war going on, and the students are very passionate on both sides about letting their voice be heard.
So are you already working on your next story, I imagine? I've
been talking to some sources, trying to figure out when the next thing's going to happen to get ready.
So you're going to, when do you return back?
So we return back on Tuesday. I've been around for this new student orientation where we introduce the new students, and there's already a palpable fear in the air among students from both sides because they heard everything that happened last year. And it's trying to calm them down and tell them, as a student last year, my life wasn't affected until they closed down the gates. And it was a little harder to get to class and things like that. But overall, I would say my life on the campus remained unaffected. Now these new security checkpoints, that might add another inconvenience, and I know everything ran behind on the first day of orientation because it took people 2.5 hours to get onto campus. And if it takes 2.5 hours to get onto campus for a class, that's going to be such a headache where now our studying's affected, and we got to figure out a way to do this better.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.